Evanston Red Devil Volleyball is live on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Follow the team across the state of Wyoming from the Cokeville Invitational in late August all the way through to the state tournament in November, with the opening serve of today's match quickly approaching. Let's head to the booth for pregame coverage.
Welcome back to Red Devil Gymnasium, about 9 minutes away from your opening tip as we welcome you into this My Local Radio production of Red Devil Volleyball, taking on not a conference foe today, not a inter-region foe, just an intra-county team. We got one more non-conference, non-region game the rest of the year, and it's tonight here on just a regular old Tuesday. We're here to bring you Evanston versus Mountain View. Mountain View and Evanston going back and played each other just about every year. We'll give or take. Evanston and Lyman used to see each other most every year. It's been hit and miss the last couple of years, but Uinta County is on the slate tonight. And interesting matchup. Evanston lost the first time against Mountain View. That was at Cokeville. We'll mention that a little bit more and talk about what Evanston could do better or what Mountain View is at and maybe some challenges that they have when we come back on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
Is laundry one of those chores that drags you down? Let Joe's Modern Cleaners come to your rescue. Take advantage of their wash and fold service. You drop it off and pick it up. The rest is done for you. Or you could take all your clothes to Joe's, load them up into the multiple washers, then dry them in the multiple dryers, and do all 10 loads in the time that it would take you to do 2 at home. Ask about all our other laundry options at Joe's Modern Cleaners, 624 West Cheyenne Drive in the Frontier Square. Take all your clothes to Joe's.
From Randolph, Utah to the Uinta Mountains, from Lyman to Evanston. Whenever you have plumbing, heating, or air conditioning problems, call Landmark Plumbing and Heating at 307-789-8793. Regular office hours run Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., but we also offer 24/7 emergency service. Do you need a new septic system, water heater, or furnace? You can trust Landmark Plumbing and Heating. Program our number into your phone right now, 307-789-8793. Landmark Plumbing and Heating. When you need us, we'll be there.
If you're a person who enjoys comfort, affordability, and history, make sure you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn the next time you're in Evanston, Wyoming. In 1957, retired FBI agent Jack Dub Mills purchased the 17-unit motel referred to as the Oasis of the West that was frequented by stars like Dolly Parton and Tanya Tucker. Today, when you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn, you'll enjoy the history while you relax in one of the 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres. Best Western Dunmar Inn. Reserve your rooms today, 307-789-3770.
Welcome back to Red Devil Gymnasium as we are about 6.5 minutes away from the opening serve. Well, probably about 8 minutes, 9 minutes given the national anthem. We mentioned when we were going out of the break that we'd talk a little bit about the last time these two teams played, and that was going back to day one of the season, match 3 of day 1 of the Cokeville Invitational. And Mountain View took it to Evanston 25-21, 25-23, 25-12. That third set, not close. The first two, very close, 4 points and then 2-point separation. And Mountain View does not necessarily possess outstanding hitters. They've got a couple of girls that can send it over. What they do is they don't let the ball hit the ground without one heck of a fight. They're very scrappy players. You'll hear Coach Lawler talk about that and talk to the Mountain View's talent of being scrappy, maybe akin to some Star Valley teams we've covered in years past. That's really what they have going for. And in Evanston's sake, there were too many errors that day one. And when it went against a team that was as disciplined and as veteran as Mountain View, it added up, and Evanston couldn't go on any runs. Well, as we come back tonight, Mountain View is coming off of a big loss to Lyman. I don't think that's a big surprise to anyone. Evanston is coming off a conference win over Green River. I think early on in the season, I would have maybe picked that one to go the other way, but the way it's played out, Evanston has been a more solid group top to bottom than Green River, which is just trying to fit too many players into new roles at this moment and just has not been able to find any consistency. So the Devils are riding a little bit high. Mountain View trying to come back after that most recent loss to Lyman. And on top of that, they're down a player in Kelsey Georges. Their senior setter is injured and will not play tonight. She rolled her ankle in that Lyman contest. And so as a result, Coach Diana Timms has incorporated a 6-2 formation, no longer the 5-1 that has been a staple of Mountain View going back to the Aubrey Newton days. I want to make sure I got that right. Marley Newton was the younger sister, Aubrey Newton the older sister. So, yeah, going back to the Aubrey Newton days. And that's as far back as I go. So it very well could have gone before that. But I've never seen a 6-2 employed by Mountain View. But I'm told by sophomore outside hitter Frankie Jenkins that that's exactly what we're going to see tonight. And it's not going to just be 2 setters. It's going to be 3 depending on the set. Now, of course, you can't set 3 setters on all opposite sides of each other. It's going to be 2 in one set, 2 in another set, maybe 1 and 2 subbing in and out of each other depending on the rotation. But our 3 setters today are Haley Herford, and she's going to duel up as a right side setter, Aspen Fraughton and Caitlin Timms. So you would expect Caitlin Timms and Aspen Fraughton to probably go opposite each other. But maybe Haley Herford plays a set where she's just a right side and doesn't set in the back line. Outside of that, not a whole lot of change, but that one injury, and luckily for Mountain View, it's not a long-term one in Kelsey Georges, shakes up everything for Mountain View. So what do the Buffs have to do tonight? Well, I guess learn how to play together and get that cohesiveness going on the fly. Hopefully they've got a little bit of that going for practice. We'll tell you the rest of the Mountain View starters in just a bit. For Evanston, not any changes to speak of, but one key today in this game that's been a key all season long when Evanston is stringing together those runs, which have admittedly been few and far between at times, has been the quick set. And is the quick set working? If Kaylee Sharp is getting the ball up at the middle in a good position for her hands and she's timing it rightly, then that has been the most deadly attack for Evanston this season. Not high and outside like it's been for so many years past. No, it's quick and to the middle. You've got a pair of capable outside hitters in Ajahan Archuleta and Lauren Ellingford, but they have had to resort, and you can go back to last Thursday's game, a lot of left-handed hitting, just trying to make the best of some sets. So the quick, if it's working, really sets team off, especially Mountain View, which does not have a ton of height at the middle blocking position. But if Evanston can get the outside going, can get the middle going, and of course you've got the freshman Emily Freeland. She's going to get a couple good hits a game, and she's a future outside hitter, no question about it. Then I think Evanston can come back in this second time around playing Mountain View and show as a different team than they were the first time. But that's going to require the passing to the set to get to those hitters. It's been getting the ball in a good position to the hitters that has been a issue at times for the Devils so far this season. Good news and note for the day, Natalie Robbins is back and playing. Now, we hope that's good news because she is playing with that same injured knee. She's got a brace on, and they basically said, well, the doctor said, hey, if you want to go out and play it, she said, I want to go out and play. And she said, I don't want to be miserable my senior year. I'm miserable sitting. Nobody wants a miserable Natalie, so I'm going to play. So she's back at the middle today, and Evanston can certainly use the veteran presence that she provides. When we come back, we will hear from Coach Terrell Lawler on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball, live and online at KNYN 99.1 FM and, of course, at mylocalradio.com.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
When you run a farm or ranch, you understand how important water is when it comes to your animals. Not only does it matter for the overall health of your animals, but it directly ties to your bottom line. Ellingford Brothers sells cement water troughs and custom-built critter ladders, culverts, head gates, and septic tanks. See how Ellingford Brothers can help you with water options for your farm or ranch. Call today, 307-789-1515. That's 789-1515.
Does your time at the dental office feel like this? Or like this? At Bear River Dental, we do everything we can to help your time at the dental office feel more like this. Call Bear River Dental today at 307-789-5608 to have a dental experience like this. That's Bear River Dental at 307-789-5608. We'll treat you well.
I am back with Tara Lawler, and we have Mountain View for a second time this year. First time at Cokeville was the first day, and I think that it was a large jump up from the previous competition that you'd seen, that maybe it was a little bit of a shock. I think in that match, probably too many errors happened, and so that's obviously something that all season long you're trying to minimize. You said you watched a little bit of Mountain View, you've watched a little bit of your team. This is a tune-up where you don't have to worry about a conference record, you just get to go try to beat a team in your county. What are you looking for?
We're looking to make sure that we keep the ball obviously in play, positive plays. We've noticed the last few times that we've played, we've been out of system and we get more frantic as opposed to calming down and just taking the ball of what it is, either passing it over to a deep corner or trying to be strategic and competitive with the free ball and then resetting. Instead, we've been kind of I think we looked a little panicked. And so we've been working on in practice, when we are out of system, let's do all that we can to get back in system by giving the opponent the ball, letting them have the chance to make the mistake, and then letting us regroup by having better defense and starting new. And we're seeing that. We saw that in Green River, or against Green River on Thursday night. A few times when we were definitely out of system, but a few hustle plays and being scrappy helped save the ball. But I think we did that by not being panicked, but by being composed and being prepared then to put up a better block and being in the proper spot on the court for defense.
What do you think Mountain View's biggest strength is as a team?
I think they're scrappy. They don't let the ball drop. They've always been notorious on being scrappy and very defensively minded. And seeing them in Cokeville, I watched the tape of Lyman and Mountain View, same thing. They're just scrappy and they're hardworking kids. And so the ball's difficult to hit the floor.
And against Green River, we had times where the ball was very easy to hit the floor, and then sometimes I think this team maybe got a little too complacent with that, and then all of a sudden the ball was hitting the floor on Evanston's side a little bit too much. Do you think that a team like Mountain View is good to get them back focused and realizing on precision?
Absolutely. And I think when you play a team that is so scrappy, it's kind of easy to see, hey, they're making these amazing plays, so will we. It kind of gives you, it incentivizes kind of those scrappy, get down low, give your last ditch effort on what you can. And so I'm looking forward to this match. And like you said, it's not conference, but it's a good kind of checks and balances to see where were we the first week of competition in Cokeville and where have we evolved to where we are now. We still know we have a lot of growth and a lot of work to do, but we're getting there and we're seeing it.
All right, Coach Lawler, thank you.
Thank you, Jake.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Starting lineups being announced right now. Let's give you our starters. First for Mountain View, as we mentioned, changes in the lineup. So let's give you who's going to play tonight. Outside hitters, number 12, Lindy Herford, and number 19, Frankie Jenkins. Middle blocker, number 2, Haley Stevens, and number 9, Kylie Dillinger. Number 17 at right side hitter, Allie Rinker, and then a right side setter, Haley Herford, wears number 11. And then we've got 2 more setters that will be in the situation, or in the formation tonight. Again, Mountain View, I'm told by Frankie Jenkins, who's going to be running this, switch from a 5-1 to a 6-2. First time in quite some time I've seen a 6-2 formation out of Mountain View, and it comes as a result of injuries. So you've got Aspen Fraughton, she wears number 15, number 20, Caitlin Timms, and the libero, Allie Bugis. For Evanston, no changes, but maybe for them, a hope of a little bit better rate of success on the connections, on passes, on setters to the hitter, and that's going to be a key for them tonight. So at the middle blocker, you've got Natalie Robbins and Kaylee Sharp at outside hitter, Lauren Ellingford and Ajahana Archuleta. Right side hitter, Emily Freeland, setter, Kaylee Critchfield and Sydney Bound, also a right side setter, Sydney Bound, and she's going to play. And libero today is Sierra Burley. Corey DeRue will also be a DS. And that should just about do it. Got a couple more on the bench, but looks like that should just about do it for our starting lineups for both sides. Opening serve goes Evanston's way. Kaylee Critchfield with it. In the serve receive, we've got 5 in the back line for Mountain View. They like to run just basically a straight line back line and just put one up, and that's Kylie Dillinger up front. Critchfield comes left of center on a jump serve. That's how she attacks. And it's back middle to Bugis. Set outside from Timms, tip over, and an over-the-line call on Haley Herford, hitting from the left side in that opening rotation, the serve receive. And Caitlin Timms will be our first setter for Mountain View. Again, seeing as many as 3 today. 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Kaylee Critchfield sets to the middle. Dillinger is blocked down by Kaylee Sharp. 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Third serve for Critchfield. Critchfield slaps it up high on Bugis. Ace! And the Devils lead it 3-0. Again, as I said last time, if Evanston can string together some runs, it should be a different story than the last time they played Mountain View. Mountain View is a solid 3A team, but Evanston should have the advantage on the block, and it really comes down to, I think Mountain View has proven to be a better passing team. Evanston has proven to be a better blocking team, but with their setter out tonight and a double contact called on the sophomore Caitlin Timms, that really changes the tides large. 4-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board, and Kaylee Critchfield serves it over again. Bump set, and outside to Herford. She's blocked down by Freeland, 5-0, and probably a timeout coming soon from Coach Diana Timms. See how long she lets this one roll. We've got a Rich Rebel and an Evanston Red Devil as the line judges tonight. Back set over to Herford. She sends it out of bounds, 6-0. Got Donna Bruce on the Mountain View side for the line and Courtney Query on the Evanston side. Couldn't find a Mountain View person, apparently. They had to get Donna to do the lines. It's Rich Rebel close enough. About the same distance from Evanston. Bump set over. Finally an attack chance for the Devils. They try outside, and Ellingford's blocked, and she goes into the net. Bumps it out, 6-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Opening serve for Mountain View comes at a 6-1 deficit for the Buffs, and it's Frankie Jenkins. She goes left to center, little floating jump serve, little rotation, quick set to Sharp, and key to the game, Kaylee Sharp. Can she get the quick set going? And right off the bat, she does just that. So it's 7-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Mountain View being drubbed at the moment. Ellingford, flat-footed serve, high return by Bugis, and by high, I mean high up on the arms. Slapped into the net, and Kaylee Sharp tries to tow it, and 4 hits on the Devils, as it was 3 attempts to dig it out of the net, and the third one, they thought, maybe it'll go over. Not quite. So a pair of Evanston errors. Well, 1 block by Mountain View and an Evanston error on the block, and it's 7-2. Serve goes to Kylie Dillinger. Dillinger skits it over, push, deep corner by Archuleta, right over the hands of Caitlin Timms, and that's what happens when you have a sophomore in that situation, kind of being pushed in from JV as a result of injury. You're going to have a few backline defense mistakes, and Timms just misread that one, and Archuleta, a senior and a veteran starter in varsity since her sophomore year. Veteran got the best of the sophomore that time. Serve over, and Evanston will defend a Mountain View attack. Goes right side, Stevens is blocked, and then Rachel Voss comes in and gets a block there, 9-2. So as I said, Natalie Robbins will be back today. I'm not sure if she's playing tonight. She's at least back in practice, and she looked like she could be back. but maybe they're going to hold off and save her until the Saturday conference game against Jackson. Wouldn't be a bad idea considering this game doesn't mean too much. It's 9-3 the score on the Impact Physical Therapy board as Mountain View gets a little dink and dump over. In for Caitlin Timms is Allie Rinker, and that puts Haley Herford as the setter. Again, Haley Herford, her right side in the front line, a setter in the back line in this sudden 6-2 formation for Mountain View. Cross-court attack by Freeland, handled up, outside attack to Lindy Herford. She goes cross herself, a little bit sharper than the Emily attack, and it goes in front of Corey DeRue. 9-4 the score on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Libero, DS, and outside hitter in playing left back for the Devils in the serve-receive 3-3 run. Critchfield is the setter, but she's not going to get a set up. Instead, it's a bump set to Corey DeRue, who bumps it up, and Archuleta skies above the defense, and it's 10-4. Long whistle blown there, and I thought maybe for a timeout, but no, just a substitution, and Natalie Robbins, there she is coming in at, will it be middle blocker or right side hitter? She's left of center right now, and she's opposite of Sydney Bounds, so that would suggest she's a right side hitter, and that's where she is playing. So a position switch after the injury. Bound outside to Archuleta, goes off the hands of the block of Allie Rinker, and no chance for Rinker. 11-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. The Devils on top. Serve for Sydney Bound. Back set on a slide attempt. Herford gets a roll on it, deflected on the block. Archuleta with the return attack, winds up, cross court, out of bounds. Donna Bruce had to jump out of the way to avoid getting hit by that one. 11-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Lindy Herford, the server. Lofts it over, and close to double contact by Archuleta. It's a third pushover by Robbins, picked up Bugas. Bugas to Herford, bump set over to Jenkins. Jenkins to Bound. Can we finally get a set and a hit? Yes, we do, but it's off, and so a 10-foot line set goes to Archuleta for a weak attack back middle side. Jenkins returns fire, and a deflected block goes point Mountain View. 11-6, Mountain View starting to climb back into this contest and getting a little bit of their offense going. Lindy Herford with the serve. Line drive serve. Bound went to return it and then just got out of the way. 12-6. Whistle blown for a substitution. Lauren Ellingford replaces Corey DeRue. Into the back line goes Archuleta as Ellingford takes over the outside hitter spot. Jump serve straight away center. Bugas with the first touch. Back set over to Stevens. She's blocked, but is it out of bounds? Yes, Ellingford couldn't keep it in. She was getting excited and ready to celebrate, but and that was taken right out. So substitutions in for both teams. Kylie Dellinger into the contest. Back to serve. Allie Bugas, the libero. Sierra Burley, the middle back at libero. And Voss in, no, is that Leland in at DS? Outside, no, that's Voss, I think. Yes. Yes, it is. Cross-court attack. Leland's behind at a DS, and she returns it into the net. There I found Leland. 12-8 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Bugas serving. Right of center. Lofts it just over the net. Robbins with the return up. Set by Bound to Ellingford. She waits on it. Gets a little bit under the ball, and air's starting to compile, as we mentioned they do sometimes for Evanston, and as a result, Mountain View's back into the contest. Within 3 from a 11-4 lead to a 12-8 lead, or 12-9 lead. A serve out of bounds makes it 13-9. Diana Timms was confident to just leave the game going. Wasn't too worried about it, and as a result, I guess her team got back into it. Evanston getting some errors, Mountain View getting some hitting going, and in a block out of bounds, Robbins gives Frankie Jenkins the kill, 13-10. 3-point advantage for Evanston. Mountain View with the serve, and Caitlin Timms comes back in. So that puts Herford back up as a right side hitter, that being Haley. And Caitlin Timms, the sophomore, will be the setter. She sends it long and out. Leland watches it sail. 14-10. Sydney Bound is out, as is Natalie Robbins. Puts Caitlin Critchfield and the Red Devils back into rotation 1 for the serve. Line drive right at Bugas. Bump set high, and it's a third push over by Herford. Set up. No, it's a dump set by Critchfield. Doesn't fool anyone. Timms to the middle. 9-foot line attack sent down by Ellingford for the block. 15-10. Keep your eye out for the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision play of the game throughout this contest. No prize attached to this. It's got to be a conference match, but nonetheless, watch for that. It's the rule in volleyball. It gets about as many, if we have conference and region games for the precision play of the game and a kill by Sharp on the quick set. If we do that, then that gives about the same amount as we would have for basketball or football. So fair is fair for everyone, I guess. 16-10 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Critchfield continuing to serve, and this is where the Devils have been confident today. Line drive, Letts on the net. Back in side out time, that would have been try it again, send it the other way, but that's legal. Returned over wildly by Mountain View, and then 3 bumps and over for Evanston. Back to Mountain View side. Timms high and outside. In cross court, handled by Leland. Critchfield to Kaylee. Quick set, but she's caught in the net. Take the point away from the Devils, and she knows it immediately. 16-11 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Finally takes the set away, and it was a great set, great attack, just got caught in the net. Sometimes that happens. Critchfield back to the quick, and Sharp's blocked. Critchfield bump set to Burley outside. Freeland winds up cross quarter. Jenkins wild return, but it's a pretty good one. Hereford sets up, and it goes to Leland. Critchfield behind the back bump set. Ellingford tries to sky it, toes the line, and it falls back on the wrong side of the old tape. 16-12 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Devils on top, Mountain View down 4. Set number 1 here at Red Devil Gymnasium about midway through this season. Final non-conference match for Evanston of the year. 1, 2, and a third bump will be over for the Devils back to Mountain View. Good time for them to set up. We see where it goes. Back set to Hereford. Setter to setter. Doesn't quite work out there as Hereford sends it into the net. 17-12 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Sub in. Corey DeRue replaces Ellingford. Archuleta replaces Leland. And DeRue will serve. DeRue, the DS, half the games. Libero in the other half. And then when it's not her, it's Sierra Burley at the libero position where she sits tonight. Middle attack, and oh, that set was mighty fine, or mighty off, I should say. 18-12 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. 6-point lead for the Devils. Serve over by DeRue to Bugus, the opposing libero. High by Timms, lofts it over, and pancake not down. That was clear to see. Outside attack by Lindy Hereford is good for a kill and a Mountain View point to put them down 5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. On the serve, it's Dellinger. Whoa, that was high, and Archuleta opts to return it. Attack goes opposite side, and Sharp's out of bounds. Went line on the attempt, hit Donna Bruce on the foot. So it's 18-14 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Timeout finally taken on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Forming a relationship with Trona Valley at an early age is a wise choice. We believe that learning money management skills at a young age can help set a better foundation for establishing good financial habits. Money management skills are important for financial success, whether saving or borrowing. Trona Valley offers youth loans to members under the age of 18. Our loan options are perfect for kids. They can learn the basics of borrowing, which includes interest, terms, and payments. If there are any questions along the way, we can help. Trona Valley, member NCUA.
Evanston in timeout against the Mountain View Buffaloes intra-conference division play. There's no division, but it's all Uinta County, so we'll count it. Mountain View with a better record, a prettier record than the Red Devils, but head-to-head, Mountain View, that has the one that counts. 1-0 against Evanston in straight sets. At the moment in set number 1, Evanston trying to get back at the smaller of the two schools and up 18-14 in set number 1, and a mishandle of the serve receive there results in a point for Mountain View, and they're back within 3. Closing out sets has been a problem for the Devils at times. Having a little bit of trouble right now in a back-to-back ace setup, 18-16 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. It exasperates that one. So now you've got Kylie Dellinger serving for the lead. Or serving for a 1-point deficit, I should say, and she goes out of bounds. 19-16 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. It felt like it should be the lead at that point. A 5-point lead, a 6-point lead, 2, Yeah, no, you need 2 more to get the lead after that. Evanston, as it stands, 3 up, and Kaylee Sharp, hard line drive, punch, serve over. Timms, close to a double contact, 10-foot roll over the line on the return. Critchfield to Archuleta, cross court, inbounds, back middle, and it's 20-16. Evanston had trouble closing out against Mountain View in the first and second sets in Cokeville. So it's not over yet. Devils had trouble closing out against Green River on Thursday. Let's see how they finish out a set as a miss set up by Timms puts it 21-16. As I was talking to Coach Lawler, I said this Mountain View team doesn't like to put the ball down on the ground. They're very scrappy. Is this a good thing for your team to play as they head back into conference play on Saturday? And she said, absolutely. It doesn't count, so you get a little bit of a break on that. But more importantly, you're playing a team that's just going to try to keep the ball up. They're not going to let it touch the ground if at all possible. Struggling right now, but certainly set 2 could turn things around. 22-16, timeout number 2 taken by Mountain View. 22-16 on the Impact Physical Therapy board on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston.
Welcome back. 22-16. Kaylee Sharp sends it over, and a double hit on Mountain View. Well, as I said, 23-16 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. In my entire time being in Evanston, which granted is under a decade, it's just now over half a decade, I've never seen Mountain View run anything but a 5-1. It's certainly the preferred status quo of the town. Forced into a 6-2 today. Nice little middle attack by Lindy Herford. Sends it down 23-17. And not just that, you lose your senior setter, and then you're putting in 3 players into positions that they're not necessarily expecting to prior to that contest where the rolled ankle puts her out. Evanston had this happen last year with Haley Barker when she rolled her ankle in the conference game against Natrona. Backline attack by Archuleta. Little sky baby hook, I guess I should say. Backside attack, deflected on the block. Critchfield saves it. Dump set by Freeland. Onto Mountain View's side. Outside from Herford and toeing the line. Archuleta to Critchfield. Right side attack. Voss slaps it, and I don't know where that set was supposed to go, but I don't think that's exactly where it did. Voss got an attack on it, but it goes out of bounds 23-18 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. So you put Haley Herford, Aspen Fraughton, Caitlin Timms, none of who were setting 8 days ago, into this position. Down on the block, and Archuleta with a kill puts it at set point number 1, 24-18. Not setting at the varsity level and not setting in the situation that they are here against an Evanston team that has a little bit of proof after losing day 1 of the season to this Mountain View team. Set point number 1, 24-18, and serving for it is Sydney Bound, the lefty. Sends it back middle, Bugas to Herford, back up, and Herford will send it just over. Bound outside to Archuleta to finish it. She beats the block, goes down the line in front of the front line attack, or the back line attack, and it's 25-18 your final. Set number 1, Evanston wins it. And we will take a break, be back in a couple of minutes on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to shopping online, you definitely want to put thelumberyard.com on your list of favorites. You'll save time and money by visiting thelumberyard.com first. You'll find a huge selection of inventory to choose from. We've got everything you need for any of your home, yard, or shop projects. Get excellent prices and quick delivery when you shop at thelumberyard.com. We are part of the local community, plus we ship all over the United States. Log on today to see what all the excitement is about.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Uintah County School District Number 1 has been committed to excellence since its beginning in 1870. This commitment is not only reflected in student education, but in our school buildings and facilities over the years. The staff at Uintah County School District Number 1 works hard to provide clean, comfortable, and safe learning environments for student learning. No matter what department you're working with, at Uintah County School District Number 1, you will always find us striving for the pathway to excellence.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Welcome back to Red Devil Gymnasium. Mountain View with the opening serve of set number 2 goes to Lindy Herford. Back middle to Archana Archuleta. Outside first attack. Sharp down. And for the kill, Haley Herford. Kaylee Sharp with that attack to open things up on a first opportunity kill. And that is your Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game coming out of the break. Thanking Dr. McKay Frankham for sponsoring precision plays of the game all season long for all of our sports here in Evanston. A little bit of pinball action going, and Mountain View weathers the storm and gets it over, but it's sent out of bounds on the attack. I think that was that Stevens? No, that was it was Stevens, I think, on that attack that goes long there. 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. You can go back and prove me wrong on the replay if that wasn't the case, and we'll see. Right side attack, Stevens, sharp cross right through Freeland, 2-1. So Evanston went up 6-0 to start the last contest. Doesn't work quite as well as they don't get the opening serve here in set number 2, but lead it 2-1. Kaylee Critchfield will be the next server for the Evanston Red Devils when they get the opportunity, or will be 6 away now after she gets just a one set run for the Devils. Outside, Emily Freeland with a cross quarter. Sets up to Jenkins, who got the return and a big cross court kill just in bounds back middle. Jenkins, a lot of promise for the future as it's 2-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Just a sophomore on the team, and you're a Mountain View, you're a volleyball player, better get used. It's very common to see sophomores, not so much freshmen, but if the time permits, but you get to see sophomores get into that varsity playing action a little bit earlier, when it's fun to see them grow as players. Remember Taylor Meeks going back, of course, Aubrey Newton, Marley Newton, Frankie Jenkins, just kind of the latest in that line. Bailey Timms going back a few years, it graduated, was it last year? Right side attack, and a block up by Evanston. Bugus bumps it over to the Devils' side. Critchfield, quick set. Sharp is on the quick, but it's handled easily by Herford. Outside, Jenkins rolls it over the middle. Archuleta to Critchfield. Set up right side, and Freeland with the sharp cross. Herford with the save up. Jenkins on the outside attack. Just rolls it over the net. Diving save made by Archuleta. Deep push. Freeland picked up by Bugus on the second bump set. 12-foot line and roll shot on the flat foot by Jenkins. Critchfield can go anywhere. Opts for a shoot outside. Archuleta to finish it up off Lindy Herford. 4-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. 6:45 here on a Tuesday night. Intra-county play, not interconference. Ellingford with the serve up. Goes to Bugus. Herford outside to Jenkins, off the hands of Freeland and then off the head of Kaylee Sharp. 4-3 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. So I was told by Frankie Jenkins prior to the match that it would be one set Timms, one set probably Fraughton. So I expect Haley Herford to probably be in the whole time, at least as a right side, and she's doing some setting as well as the need be. So let's see, is it 20 or is it 15? Yes, here comes in Aspen Fraughton, 2 sets. So she's your second of that 6-2 formation in set number 2. Sends it into the net, and Evanston takes a 5-3 lead. So not the best of entrances for Aspen Froughton, but she'll get more opportunities, and she will be that primary setter. Has to bump set on that first one, and it works as a kill as Kaylee Critchfield mishandles and I think miscommunicates where everyone was on the court. 5-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard, brought to you by Justin Dennis. 1 point lead for the Devils. Mountain View's Frankie Jenkins, the aforementioned sophomore, serving for the tie. Left to center, jump serve. That one with a little bit of rotation. Not a great return, and Critchfield has to toe the line. Just sent over by Voss. And a lot of miscommunication there by Mountain View, and bumbling, stumbling, they do get it over. Outside, Archuleta gets it over, just one blocker. That was the downside for Mountain View, but they end up weathering it. 1, 2, and a third needs to be over by Burley. It is, but it's a tee-off and a point by Kylie Dellinger at the middle position. And we're all knotted up at 5-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Frankie Jenkins continues to serve. Evanston took set number 1. Archuleta with the back left side return. Bump set from Critchfield. Back to Archuleta. Sharp cross picked up by Jenkins. Jenkins to, whoa, how'd she get that over? Lindy Herford goes under the net, bumps it over, and returned. On from Evanston over to Mountain View side. Roll shot through 2 blockers on the slide from the left side. Outside return. Deep push by Archuleta. Push up by Froughton, backline attack. Frankie Jenkins goes down. Critchfield with the first touch. Freeland sets to Archuleta. Everything's legal apparently. Evanston gets it over. Back to Mountain View. Herford dump set to Critchfield. Critchfield on the bump set to Sierra Burley. Outside attack. And we're still playing as Bugus weathers it from Archuleta. Onto Evanston's side, and a whistle blown and a net touch on Evanston. Finally ends the rally. 6-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Mountain View with their first lead of the contest. Frankie Jenkins continuing to serve. It's been a heck of a serving run. This number 4. Right side to the outside, and Emily Freeland ends that run. 6 all on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Chris cross quarter for the freshman hitter. Expectations for the young freshman playing varsity, never playing anything but varsity for the Red Devils. Really couldn't be higher. Her middle sister, Caitlin, is a sophomore, redshirt freshman, I guess, on the Wyoming Cowboys team. Older sister, Courtney, started off at Western Wyoming Community College and then transferred to Cal Bakersfield. So back-to-back sisters have gone Division I, and now Emily Freeland, a freshman in this program. Looking already to be the next in line of Freeland's to make waves in the Red Devil volleyball program. Won't try to put any pressure on her beyond that, not quite yet. Mountain View back up on top on a cross-court kill, and they get the serve. Serve goes out of bounds. Donna Bruce sees that one and signals accordingly. Red Devils right of the net today. Mountain View left of the net in set number 2. Evanston took the first set. Dying serve by Archuleta, picked up. Outside attack is just a dump over by Herford. Not much else she can do about it. Slap by Robbins, and welcome back, Natalie, to the Evanston Red Devil program. You got your kill for the first time in a few weeks after going out with that knee injury. She was out, I think she was out against Kelly Walsh and also against, what was that, Rock Springs. First time I saw that she wasn't playing a few weeks back. Froughton with a long run, ends up bump setting. And outside roll, 1, 2, and 3 over by the Devils on the pancake. It all starts with a little pancake and is back to Mountain View. Hit off Robbins' hands, so it was just a delay of the inevitable. Lindy Herford with the block, or with the attack, and the kill. 8-8 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. That should be the score, but it's been reversed. And they're going to say that she hit either the net or the antenna and give Evanston the point, 9-7. All right, Archuleta serves it over to Bugus. Froughton with the bump set. Still waiting to see her actually get a real setup on that, but a right side attack works as an assist all the same to Haley Herford. And a whistle blown for substitutions. 9-8 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Devils on top. Froughton's out, so that puts Herford back in a setting position in the 6-2 formation. Allie Barker used to run this for Evanston, right side in the front line, setter in the back line. Right side attack, and Voss goes long. Out of bounds, 9-9. Bump over by Leland, goes to Mountain View's side. Hereford with the setup. High outside to Hereford. Deflected on the block, back middle. Burley with the first touch, and Voss trying to dig out of the net. No avail, and Mountain View back on top by 1, 10-9 on another Red Devil error. Minimize the errors, and you should win tonight. At least that's what it's looked like today. That's what it's looked like in several contests for the Devils. Just got to figure out a way to minimize those. They go up into the rafters, and it's a long run and no chance. It goes into the bleachers instead of over the net. High return into the rafters, and Mountain View with a 2-point advantage. Serve back to Mountain View. Hereford, line drive, tough. To great difficulty there. Burley trying to get it over, 4 hits. 12-9. Count that as an effective ace for Hereford as just toes that top of the tape over. See if she can get another one like that. Back right side this time. Good pass by Leland. Set by Robbins is low, and Voss still can't get it over. It goes into the net. So he had a good pass, but it wasn't a good pass because it didn't go to the setter, but it went right to Robbins. She didn't get a great setup on it, but she's not the setter. This one to Bound, outside. Ellingford misses out of bounds, so the problems multiply. Error, 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 error. That's the last run of points for Mountain View. They have not earned one yet. It's been by way of Evanston errors. We'll take a break and come back in 30 seconds on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
No matter what season of the year it is, when you live in our neck of the woods, you need outdoor power equipment. With quality product lines like Stihl, Toro, and Walker, Superior Rental and Sales has what you need for every season. Everything from homeowner to professional grade products. Plus, when it comes to maintenance, you're covered. Our full-time mechanic is available for tune-ups, maintenance, chain sharpening, whatever you need. Stop in today, Superior Rental and Sales, 371 Prospector Drive, here in Evanston.
A string of errors has Evanston down in set number 2 after taking the first. 25-18 in convincing fashion. Lindy Hereford helping things along with some excellent serving, and she's back just right of center to do that one more time. Pass up to Bound, outside Ellingford. The set was way off, so just 3 bumps and over. Count that as an error, even though it won't go down in the books as one. Cross quarter and an easy setup for Rinker on the attack, and the point's down. 15-9, and yet another error. This one not official, but man, you cannot, if you don't get a set up, and you're just throwing it over, then that's what's going to happen. Just over the net, good serve by Hereford, roll shot by Ellingford, and whistle blown in the net for Mountain View. 15-10, the string of errors finally end for the Red Devils, and they're within 5. Burley on the set, on the serve up, see if they can get something going here. Hereford to the middle, good attack, out of bounds. No, it falls in. Oh, they were watching it go, and boy, it looked like it was going to fall out at first, and then it just dropped. The bottom dropped right out of it, 16-10. Haley Stevens with the kill. Lindy Hereford back to serve. That puts Frankie Jenkins back up into the front line. Back middle, return up. Leland, quick set, and sharp. Great save by Hereford, 3 and over, and that's where Mountain View gets tricky. They just don't let it fall. Tandem attack, cross quarter. Robbins is returned by Bugus. Back set. Over to Rinker, over the block, picked up by Leland. Good job on the backline defense. Outside, Ellingford off the hands. It's legal and it's down. And a good point for the Red Devils. 16-11 on the Impact Physical Therapy board is finally putting them back into rotation number 1. Kaylee Critchfield will serve. Down 16-11 on the Impact Physical Therapy board, and that lead by way of Evanston errors. Hard serve, picked up. Jenkins on the attack after getting the return, goes right over the block, and just a sophomore. What a headsy play by Frankie Jenkins. 17-11 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Bugus on the serve. 17-11. Lofts it over left side. Freeland bumps it over to Sharp. 3 and over. Sharp bump on that play. Hereford outside back to Jenkins. She winds up, gets blocked, returned over the net. Kaylee Sharp returns it over the net. Hereford on Mountain View side, back set to Rinker, off 2 blockers, line shot. You can switch that block all day long. Rinker is on fire right now, 18-11. Bugus back to serve. Good strong serve for an ace, Bugis. And I didn't mention this with Mountain View, but their last two servers at the very least, fantastic servers, putting the serve-receive on their heels. Line drive again, that one out. So you toe the line with that line drive, 19-12 the score. Evanston not out of it yet, but not much time left and no room for errors. Every error that just 6 points away from a set 2 victory. Corey DeRue back to serve, and if you're Evanston, you're thinking we had this in control, and errors have taken over this game and given it back to Mountain View. Outside, push over the block, Sharp returns it, and Freeland was caught in the net. 20-12 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Kaylee Sharp initially signaled, I didn't touch it, but the down official said it was the person to your right, and Emily Freeland. Sharp's become one of the more vocal players visibly on the court for the Devils, a senior on this team, second-year varsity starter. Back set to Bugis, outside, Jenkins rolls it over the line, Critchfield comes up, dump set by Sharp for the point. Good decision making by Kaylee Sharp, 12-13 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Evanston needing 12 points to outscore Mountain View before they get 5. Served by Sharp, outside attack, Hereford over the back line into the donut hole, and it's 21-13. Jenkins back to serve. 8-point advantage, so it looks more and more like we're headed to a set 3 with nothing decided either way, just knotted up at 1 apiece. First return by Archuleta, back set over to Emily. Emily fires it down and under the net on the return by Bugis. Point back for the Devils, 21-14. That takes Emily out of the contest, I believe it should, and puts Sydney back to serve. Natalie Robbins in that right side. Sydney bound. The lefty, just over. Shanked return by Jenkins, puts 1-2 bumps, but a backline attack by Bugis. Picked up by the Devils, and she's blocked by Hereford. Point down for Mountain View. Bugis is out, replaced by Haley Stevens. 22-14. Kylie Dellinger with the serve over. Back middle, high return on the arms by Burley. Pushed by Natalie Robbins. Picked up Frotton with the first touch. Hereford on the setup. Deep push, so 3 pushes all the way around, and it goes back right corner over everyone for the Devils, 23-14. After the string of 5 consecutive errors by the Devils, this contest was completely turned around, and Mountain View all of a sudden has all the confidence in the well, and they're all the way, and they're playing like they have not played at all in that first set. They've completely been the better team in the back half of this second set and have set point number 1 with a 10-point advantage upcoming. Serve for Dellinger, pushed by Archuleta, bound on the dump set. Goes back to the opposing libero, Frotton, middle attack is Stevens down, and that's the set. Right past Corey DeRue. Haley Stevens with the attack to close this second set out. 25-14 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Mountain View ties it up, and we head to set 3 number next on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Have you been saying no to wearing your jewelry because of a missing stone, a broken chain, or a ring that's just too small? Or are you interested in redesigning your ring altogether? Jeff at Sievers Jewelers can repair or create almost all jewelry at extremely competitive prices. Jewelry is supposed to be worn. Bring it to Sievers Jewelers today for a free cleaning and any repairs it might need. Say yes to wearing your jewelry. Say it with Sievers. Sievers Jewelers on Main Street in downtown Evanston.
The Lumberyard in Evanston, Wyoming is your local IFA dealer. The Lumberyard has tons of animal feed lines and accessories to help with your farm and ranch. Since 1923, IFA has worked to manufacture and distribute the highest quality products to the agricultural community. The Lumberyard has partnered with IFA to develop product lines based on customer need. We won't sell you something that doesn't make you successful. Visit us online or at the Lumberyard today, your local IFA dealer, 400 Front Street in Evanston.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live. Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
I think another good name for Matt Rex, the owner of T-Bar S Body Shop in Evanston, would be the Anger Eraser. I came out to the parking lot to find a ding and scratch. I was so angry, I went to T-Bar S Body Shop to get a quote and met Matt Rex. He said they would fix it, and he'd even talk to my insurance company. When I picked up my car, it looked great. No stress, no hassle. Matt's friendliness and quality service erased all my anger. When your car gets bunged up, don't get angry, just let T-Bar fix your car.
All knotted up 1-1 on the set count. As we head to set number 3, Evanston will be left of the net, Mountain View right of the net. Opening serve back to Kaylee Critchfield and the Lady Red Devils, who did well, jumping out to a 6-0 lead in set number 1 by way of some fine serving and attacking and passing and blocking of the Red Devils. Maybe they're just a serve-first team. They got to minimize those errors. Those happened in the first set as well, but they were bigger in the second. And Mountain View really stepped up their play in that second set of play. And give up errors like that, it's just not going to matter. Outside attack, Ellingford's deflected. Mountain View weathers the storm, tipped over the block, and nice job. The backline defense for the Devils is just being fooled right now. Lindy Herford with the attack over, tips it over, and it's 1-0 Mountain View. Herford with the serve over, back set, right side, cross quarter by Ellingford is out of bounds, 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Lindy Herford with the second serve. First touch by Burley, Critchfield outside, Freeland cross quarter, picked up by Bugas, good pass outside to Herford. See who the setters are this set. They stick with that 6-2, that's the plan from what I'm told. Outside to Ellingford, she knocks it into the net, 3-0. On the Impact Physical Therapy board, Mountain View. Serve up and over the net, tapped down by Haley Stevens. And that's actually that was Jenkins right next to her. 4-0, Mountain View running away with it. Man, oh man, how the tides have turned in this contest. Good floating serve sends Burley straight up. And outside, the set's a bit off. Freeland has to get it with the left hand. Back set to Rinker. She goes through the blocks, and Critchfield can't return it. Goes back, and it's 5-0. And Mountain View is just attacking and finding the ball right through the block, going at the block when necessary. And they're dominating in set number 3, going off of that string of errors that really got them in this groove. Return over the net. And a push back. Evanston side now. Left of the net. It's Ellingford with the two-handed push back line. Mountain View gets a back set, and oh wow, I don't know where she was going with it, but it nearly goes for a kill. Jenkins with the slap over. Outside, Ellingford has to really bounce back on the set. It was way off, and she just has to bump it over. Outside, and Jenkins with a net touch on Evanston, number 10. There's no number 10. I must have read that wrong. Must have been Freeland. 6-0. In set 3. Ace serve, make it 7-0 right off the hands of Sierra Burley. 7-0 Mountain View with all this momentum and a timeout taken by Coach Lawler. We'll be back in just a bit on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Throughout life, we celebrate the important milestones with jewelry, like graduation with a class ring, a watch for Father's Day, wedding sets for the bride and groom, a strand of pearls for your sweet 16, mother's rings to celebrate family. Commemorate these milestones working side by side with your personal jeweler at Sievers Jewelers. When you want to say, I want this moment to last forever, say it with Sievers. Sievers Jewelers on Main Street in downtown Evanston.
7-0 and an early timeout taken by the Lady Red Devils. Point number 8 coming up right now, and the serve goes to none other than Mountain View. Hereford with the touch up and outside right side attack by Ellingford, wide right, out of sight, out of space, out of bounds. 8-0 Mountain View. Lindy Hereford with the serve up, and another tough one, just 3 and over for the Devils, still waiting for an attack or one that stays inbounds. Hereford back set, good attack up. Stevens with the kill, right into the hands on one bounce to Jenna Tethel, sitting on the bench for the Red Devils. 9-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Evanston hapless. Hereford serving. Outside goes to Archuleta. The attack to Freeland. Cross quarter, Hereford to Hereford. Outside attack, Jenkins. Sharp cross, picked up to Ellingford. She wants the attack, and Critchfield obliges. It's out of bounds as she goes sharp cross the set behind her. 10-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Set 1 looks so promising for the Devils, and now they're just without an answer. They can't get a point on the board. Outside attack, and Kaylee Sharp, go back to her. She's been that spark plug all year long when you need a point and you need to end a run, and she gives you your first point of the game. And finally, a second server for the Lady Red Devils is Lauren Ellingford on point number 12. Bugus bump set. Outside, Stevens is blocked down. Back-to-back points by Kaylee Sharp. There's a little bit of something going for the Red Devils. What can they make of it? Remains to be seen. Ellingford on the serve. Back middle goes to Bugus. Her long run for Hereford. Stevens has to push it. Here's another opportunity for the Devils to get one back. But it goes to a bump set. Outside Archuleta beats the block. Cross quarter. Hereford to Hereford. Outside Jenkins. Over the block. Push up by Ellingford. Stays alive. Archuleta beats the block. Goes off the hands of Rinker. 10-3 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. We have not seen this sort of hitting by the Devils going back to those mid points when the airs racked up and they lost their lead. A little bit of confidence increasing. Back to Bugus, back set. Stevens goes off the block, and she's blocked down by Archuleta. Ball was down, 4 straight points by Evanston. Momentum shifting, a long and hard hole to dig your way out of, but the Devils have to do it 1 point at a time, and that's what they're trying to do at the moment. Ellingford with the first touch up. Hereford to Hereford. Bump set outside. Jenkins goes cross court. Burley to Critchfield. It needs to be a good set. It's 8 feet out. Roll shot by Archuleta. It's a 0 attack. Outside Jenkins, 10 feet away herself. Sharp cross pushed up by Archuleta. Freeland bump set. Bump over by Burley. Keep it alive. Goes to Bugus. Good setup. Hereford takes 2 steps. Back sets to Rinker. She's been money all day, but she gets it over the block and over Sharp. And then on a return over, Rinker with the attack and the kill, a point back to Mountain View. 11-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. 15 points in, and a substitution for Kylie Dellinger coming into the contest. Allie Bugus back to serve. Dellinger at middle blocker. Serve just over. Return Critchfield outside to Sharp off the hands, and Kaylee Sharp continuing to try to be that spark plug for the Red Devils. 11-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Sharp on the serve. That takes her out of the front line. Vossen at middle. Second a bump outside to Jenkins. Cross quarter. Sharp with the return up. Bump set by DeRue. Deep push. Goes back to Bugus. Hereford middle attack and a big wind up by Dellinger. Goes off the hands of the single blocker for the Devils, and it's 12-5. So after a 10-0 lead, Evanston has certainly closed the gap, but it's still such a large hole to get out of. The Devils find themselves down 7 despite being on a 5-2 run. Frotten's in again, so they stick with Frotten as the second setter. Finally a rotation shift. Dump set by Critchfield. Pancake not good. Kill for Kaylee Critchfield, 12-6. Emily Freeland and Critchfield out after the kill. Puts Bound in to serve. Right side hitter is Robbins. Push over. Hereford goes to Archuleta. She gets a perfect pass, back set. Robbins on the attack. A little lobber outside to Jenkins, and she sends it through 4 Devils. Goes through, threads the needle between all of them, 13-6. 7-point lead back intact for Mountain View. Jenkins out of the front line, puts Lindy Hereford up into it. Bump, close on the net, dump set, the only opportunity for Bound to keep it in play. Zero attack is what it was ruled at. Bound back to the set, outside to Archuleta. Picked up by Mountain View. Frotten will set up to the middle. Good wind up, but a block down by Archuleta. Keeps it on Mountain View side. Back set from Frotten, this time to Hereford. Rolls it over. It hits the top of the tape, goes through the blockers, and then down to the bottom of the court. 14-6 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Evanston trailing Mountain View. Serve up, and it's out of bounds by Jenkins. Point back to the Devils, 14-7. Such a hole to dig your way out of. Corey DeRue is out of the contest. Archuleta back to serve. Libero is Burley. 1-2, and a third attack over. Good power, but it's blocked by Voss. Back to the Devils side, or one hit return over by Mountain View. Ellingford finally a kill in the set. She looks elated and relieved after all the opportunities she had that went for airs or blocks or what have you. 14-8 the score. Evanston within 6 points. On a good run, 8-4 outscoring Mountain View, but when you get outscored 10-0 to start it off, it makes it look a little tougher. Hereford from the middle, she goes out of bounds. 14-9 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Outside attack into the net. No touch by Robbins, just an air by Lindy Hereford makes it 14-10. The run up to 10-4 after a 10-0 start by Mountain View. Dying serve by Archuleta, nearly an ace and pushed over, and then Natalie Robbins can't send it over. Laughing after that one, but a missed opportunity for the Devils. 15-10, Mountain View with the point back. Subs in, Alexia Leland in for Archuleta, and Haley Stevens in for Allie Bugis. Going back to serve, it's the middle blocker, Kylie Dellinger. She sends it into the net and will head to the bench, replaced by Bugis. 15-11 following that serve. Sierra Burley sends it long and out of bounds, so Evanston trading airs, puts it 16-11. Allie Ranker into the game. Air. Haley Hereford hits the tape. 16-12, Devils back within 4. Bounds out, Critchfield in, Robbins out, and Emily Freeland in that right side hitter. Joining on the net, Kaylee Sharp back into the front row, and Lauren Ellingford in her final rotation. Back set, and it's a bit off on the slide attempt. Hereford gets it back cross court right at Critchfield, who pushes up behind her back. And there's no opportunity for a second hit. Mountain View with the point back, 17-12. Lindy Hereford, straightaway center server, punches it just over the net. Critchfield, quick set. No, it's a tandem right side attack to Ellingford. Players take their position on Evanston's side after that zero attack. Loft over and out of bounds, the attacking air by Jenkins. Frankie Jenkins can't keep it in, and we are at 17-13. Evanston hanging around after that outstanding, still on a 13-7 run. Easy to tell what the run's at when one team starts up 10-0. Outside attack, Frankie over the block, continuing to find that space. Nice donut hole find. 18-13, 5-point lead for Mountain View. Basically trading points at this point, which works for the Buffaloes, not so much for Evanston. Stevens is out. Dellinger in at middle blocker. Not a ton of height at middle blocker for Mountain View. Not a ton of height for most of these players, but they do a good job blocking against this much taller Red Devils team. Haley Hereford goes to the outside, and Frankie Jenkins sharp crosses it past Corey DeRue. Point Mountain View 19-13, 6-point lead for the Buffs. Allie Bugis, the server. Lines it up, goes at Archuleta, not a good return. 3 and over for the Devils to the Buffs side. Hereford set up, middle, wind up, blocked down by Kaylee Sharp. 19-14. Gets a reaction from the student section crowd. Serve goes to Kaylee Sharp. Right side attack, Rinker has to hold up on the set. Just pushes it. Critchfield outside Archuleta. Sharp hit. Hits up and high into the rafters. Bump outside to Jenkins. Line picked up by Critchfield. Right side attack. Emily Freeland kind of slaps at it. Got a little bit under that ball, but it stays inbounds. High return and high attack out by Jenkins. Point Red Devils 19-15. Stuck in the heart of the World War I points, 19-15 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Bump over by Jenkins, set up opportunity for the Devils, but it's Kaylee Critchfield who gets the first return up. Bump set, goes to Archuleta, goes for a 0. Outside Jenkins, off the tape, that should be 4. Either way, it's down, 19-16. Kaylee Sharp serving to close it down to 2. Hereford to Hereford, back set, Rinker, blocked by Archuleta. Point Red Devils, 19-17. 2-point lead for Mountain View. It's dwindling. Timeout, Buffs. We'll be back on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradiogood.com.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
Out of the timeout, 19-17, and Kaylee Sharp, that spark plug. All set long back to serve. 3-3 in the serve receive front line, back line. Goes back middle to Hereford. Bugis with the second bump up outside. Jenkins, she's partially blocked, stays on the Devils side. Archuleta outside, wind up shot, push by Hereford. Set by Bugis, goes to Jenkins. She pushes back middle. Sharp to Critchfield. Outside, Archuleta beats the block. She gets blocked, though, herself, and it falls down. The set was too low, I think. Sure looked like it had to have Archuleta almost half jump instead of getting up high. 20-16 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. 20-17, excuse me. 3-point lead. Served by Frotton, goes to Archuleta. She wants the attack. Instead, they go right side to Freeland. Something taken off of that one. Frotton to Bugis. Jenkins to bump it over. Critchfield to Burley. Outside Archuleta. Off the hands of Dellinger. Dellinger getting a little support from Hereford. And it's okay. If I was in your position, I probably would have done the same thing. 2-point lead for Mountain View serving. For the Red Devils, Sydney Bound. Lefty. Over and in. High bump. 2 blockers deflected. Was the Dellinger hit. Bound runs up. Right side attack. Natalie Robbins. Point Devils, and it's a 1-point game, 20-19 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. That setup, I don't know where it was supposed to go, but Bound ran into the middle blocker. She got it to Robbins. It ended up working out all right. It's an assist and an attack and a kill for the Red Devils. 20-19 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Bugus to Fraughton. Set up to the middle and a big wind up by Dellinger. She's blocked by Voss. Stays up on Mountain View's side. They go sharp cross. And a net touch on the Devils gives the point to Mountain View, 21-19. Frankie Jenkins, the server for Mountain View, still up 1 late in set number 3. Over to Archuleta. Bound, set up right side. Archuleta winds up. She found the line. She found that tape. It's a point for the Devils, 21-20. Serving now for a tie. Archuleta out of the front line. Puts Lauren Ellingford in at outside. Right side is Robbins and Voss at the middle. Ace! Ace for Archuleta, and they've come back from 10-0 to tie it at 21 all on the Impact Physical Therapy board. The Devils continue to roll on a 21-11 run. For the lead, the serve is up. Jenkins gets the first return, right side attack. Dellinger off the hands of Bound, and she shanked left. 22-21, Mountain View back on top. Whistle blown for substitution. 1 point lead for Mountain View. Dellinger back to serves, puts Haley Stevens in at middle blocker. Bugus will come out temporarily, and then after the serving run for Dellinger is over, she'll come back in her place. Free substituting libero. Serve out of bounds, and it's right away that substitution happens. 22 all on the Impact Physical Therapy board. And for the Red Devils, Kaylee Sharp, who has quietly become maybe that top hitter for Evanston when they need a kill, back into the front line. Outside attack and a knock into the net by Haley Stevens. 23-22, the Red Devils lead for the first time all set long. They were down 10-0, dead in the water. Climbing back here in set number 3, tied up 1-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. This is a First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
You always wanted to take your favorite indie and local concerts and stream them to the comfort of your own headphones. Find your favorite local and indie band live on the only station dedicated to playing your songs from your favorite local and indie bands. Listen in on indie at MyLocalRadio.com and find your next favorite song. Warning, My Local Radio is solely responsible for you enjoying your favorite music on MyLocalRadio.com.
Down 10-0 to a 23-22 lead. The Lady Red Devils have Sierra Burley serving left of the net for point number 24. Back middle, over on to Mountain View side, a bump set by Fraughton. Just a little push over. Robbins returns it close to the net. Sharp, joust, lost between Robbins and Stevens. It goes Stevens' way, and Mountain View has tied it back up. Puts Haley Herford back to serve. Puts her also into a setting position as Fraughton is out. Allie Ranker the right side in for the Buffs. Bound, right side set. Goes deep push to Robbins. Bugus, one touch. Second, in, not over, and Sharp touches it down for good measure. 24-23, set point. Number 1 for Evanston. Kaylee Critchfield, the one serving on set point. Don't get it here, then it's to Deuce. Serves up, line drive, good return by Mountain View. Herford back sets over to Lindy Herford, push up by Critchfield. Bump from Burley to Ellingford to end it. And it's down, and the Devils from down 10-0 win it 25-23 in set number 3. Set number 4 coming up next on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
Does your time at the dental office feel like this? Or like this? At Bear River Dental, we do everything we can to help your time at the dental office feel more like this. Call Bear River Dental today at 307-789-5608 to have a dental experience like this. That's Bear River Dental at 307-789-5608. We'll treat you well.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
For generations, gun ownership has been an important part of our heritage. At the Gun Room in Evanston, you'll find a large selection of quality firearms. Everything from personal protection handguns to hunting rifles and shotguns. With a wide selection of hunting gear, ammo, optics, and apparel, we have what you need. Ask about our 90-day layaway program. And remember, success on the range and in the field starts at the Gun Room. Call today, 307-789-2677.
Set number 4, Mountain View with the opening serve. Hereford with it over left side of the net. Devils on the right side this time and with a 2-1 lead. First point underway and Archuleta has the setup for Critchfield to the quick. Kaylee Critchfield right in front of Allie Bugis. 1-0 Red Devils. Kaylee Critchfield well on her way to being named player of the game. If the Red Devils can close this one out. I don't always name a player of the game. I don't have to. It's not sponsored. But sometimes someone goes above and beyond, like Kaylee Sharp has today, and earns the ability for me to say, hey, you know what? That's my player of the game. To the middle, Mountain View. Stevens blocked by Sharp. Back on Mountain View's side. They'll try it again. Backline attack. Hereford into the net. 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Mountain View certainly, you can't forget this. We talked about this ad nauseum in the pregame. Without their starting setter, and they're always a 5-1 team. They're playing a 6-2. That changes everything when you go to a 5-1 to a 6-2. Not just your setting positions. Now you have two right sides. Outside attack by Ellingford makes it 3-0. It just changes so much about the team. And for their sake, you hope as they go down the stretch, Georges is maybe just out for this contest, and when they go back into conference play, they'll have her back. Have to feel for this Mountain View team, but for Evanston, to see them playing at the caliber they are right now is fun. And see if they can minimize errors in set number 4. 3-0 at the moment. Bump set from Burley outside to Ellingford. Zero attack goes back middle to Bugis. Stevens just bumps it over. There was no attacks on that setup. Critchfield to the quick. Back to Kaylee Sharp for the kill. And 4-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Critchfield serving. 4-0 lead on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Let serve over, goes to Bugis. Long run for Hereford. Outside, Jenkins, good attack. Sharp got a deflection on it. Outside attack by Ellingford. 5-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Now you have to be careful if you're Evanston because everything was going oh so right for the Mountain View Buffaloes through 10 points last set. And then they got outscored 25-13 the rest of the way. And chink in the armor there as it serve goes into the net by Kaylee Critchfield. 5-1 the score as Mountain View gets their opening serve of the set. Down 2-1 are the Buffs. Smaller school of the Uinta counties teams in today. 4A Evanston versus 3A Mountain View. Right side attack, big power shot by Ellingford, 6-1. Just about 7:30. A little over an hour into this contest, right side by Ranker. She's blocked. by Archuleta. Or maybe Sharp. It was Sharp down there. 7-1. Serve for Ellingford. Long and out. Serving errors have continued to be a problem for both teams today. DeRue in at DS following the serving run by Ellingford. She got her swing going in set number 4 already. 5-point advantage for the Devils, but advantages haven't meant much of anything in set by set for either of these teams. Both have given up big leads. Outside attack, Sharp is blocked down by Frankie Jenkins. Nice little block by Frankie, 7-3 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Frotton staying in at the server, so Tim's got the first set. They liked what they saw out of Frotton in the second. She got the third, and now coming back in set number 4. And an ace serve off the back body of DeRue, 7-4. Set to serve again. It was a methodical approach to the serve. Critchfield to Archuleta, power shot past Bugas, inbounds, 8-4. All the hitters for the Devils seem like they have more spring in their step, more power in their attack this set. We've seen Sharp, we've seen Ellingford and Archuleta. All power shots so far. Jenkins over the net, just inbounds. Outside back to Archuleta. She goes with the trickeration, fakes left, goes right, and past the blockers and in front of Frotton, 9-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Sharp, end over end serve. Frotton holds up on it and blocked by Archuleta. Hung out to dry there was Dellinger. Archuleta just timed it on that big high set. Timeout taken by the Buffs. They're down by 6 on the Impact Physical Therapy board on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
10-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Red Devils leading in set number 4, up in the count 2-1. Is a potential clincher for Evanston. Play again on Saturday against Jackson, back to Southwest Conference play. Serve for Kaylee Sharp over to Bugas. Frotton sets up to the middle. Dellinger with the high attack. Returned and blocked by Voss into the student section. And Seth Lloyd taps it back for hit number 3. 11-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Seth Lloyd getting an MVP chant after that. Herford to Frotton, outside to Haley Herford, and she shoots it into the net. Errors combining and compounding for Mountain View in this 4th set, like they did for Evanston in the 2nd. 12-4. Serve over, goes to Bugas. Frotton set up at the net. Outside, Herford, good shot. Returned over by DeRue. Joust won by Evanston. Tipped down by Voss. Not caught in the net. And Point Devils on the kill for Rachel Voss. 13-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Puts Sharp continually back again. One more time. Try it again. Serve it up. Line driver to Bugas. Frotton at the middle of the court. Back sets, this time to Jenkins. Through the line of the block and inbounds. Doesn't matter if anyone touched it or not. It was in. 13-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Point back for Mountain View, down by 8. Frankie Jenkins, the server. Lindy Herford at outside. Haley Herford at right side. And Dellinger at middle. Serve just inbounds. 3 and a bump. Set to Archuleta. Gets a good cross-court attack. Long run for Lindy Herford to get an attack up. She does, nearly a kill. Archuleta at the 10-foot line, pushes deep corner. Push into the hands of Frotton for a kill. 13-5 goes 14-5. Sydney Bound in. She'll be the setter, serving with the left hand. 9-point lead for the Devils, 11 away from a clincher tonight. Fraughton outside off the hands of Voss. Back over the Red Devils side and into the net, and a lift called on Rachel Voss trying to dig it out, 14-6. Allie Bugis, the server for the Mountain View Buffs, running out of time, but as we've seen, a set's never over here in Uintah County between these two schools. Corner push, Archuleta to Fraughton. Fraughton sets up Stevens off the hands of Voss, who just kind of goes down to the ground deflated after back-to-back shots into her hands. 14-7 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Allie Bugis, the server. Lofts it over to DeRue. Bump set, Bound, Robbins keeps it in. So the Devils weather that storm, and that's just what they had to do. Block down Archuleta. Bugis makes a great behind-the-back second bump. Keeps it in play, gives it over to the Red Devils. Sydney Bound to the middle. Voss slaps it. Low set, or she was a little early on it, rather. Outside Hereford off the hands of Robbins for the point. Like we said, a game's never over between these two teams, and Mountain View is climbing back 14-8. Set number 2, when the Red Devils seemed in such good shape, they were up, 9-8, and then they were down 15-9 before you know it. Back set to Archuleta. She goes off the hands of Haley Stevens to get a point back for the Red Devils, 15-8 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Substitution in, and that's what you get that whistle blown for. Ellingford at outside and Corey DeRue out to the bench. And if you're a Red Devil fan, you're excited to see Lauren Ellingford back into that front line based off the 2 attacks she had earlier this set. Right side attack, and Stevens, or Hereford rather, Haley Hereford goes off the tape, avoided the block, stays in bounds though. Works as a sharp cross. 15-9. Fraughton replaced by Rinker. Rinker at right, Hereford at outside, and Stevens at middle. Server is Haley Hereford. She will also be setting. Outside back to Ellingford. How's number 3 go? Well, not as well. She's blocked by Haley Stevens. And point back Mountain View's way, 15-10 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Can certainly not rule out a 5th set. The way these two teams have gone back and forth. Hard line drive served by Hereford and a joust at the net. 1 lift called on Sydney Bound. Credit that play to Rinker, stuffing Sydney 15-11. From a line drive to a floating serve and nearly an ace, Natalie Robbins pushes it up. Bugis with the first touch and then backing away to allow Hereford to get a play on it. Over the head back, bump over by Jenkins, and the Red Devils will get a punch by Robbins to send it back Mountain View's way. Outside, block is late, and the shot down by Hereford is good for a point. 15-12, and the Buffs are back within 3, so there we said. From 13-4 to 15-12. Mark that an 8-2 run by Mountain View, and it warrants a timeout taken by the Red Devils. We'll be back on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
If you haven't seen the huge selection of furniture and appliances at Kazine's, you've got to stop by. Is your mattress old and lumpy? We sell mattresses. Has your dishwasher quit doing its job? We carry a full line of kitchen appliances. Does your living room furniture look like it started out in your great Aunt Vi's house? We've got you covered. At Kazine's, you'll find great prices and everything you need to furnish your home inside and out. Stop in today. Kazine's, 800 Front Street, Evanston.
15-10 on the Impact. No, it's 15-12 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Mountain View has climbed back within 3 points and have the serve and all of the momentum going their way. Red Devils forced to take a timeout on the wrong side of an 8-3 run. First touch goes up to Burley. Outside Bound from Ellingford into the net. And that attack that was going so well for Lauren early in the set has disappeared on her last 2 attacks. 15-13 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Good serve up again. Hereford, an excellent server. Slide attack into the net, and we're at a 1-point contest. The airs have returned for the Red Devils. And now how do you get out of them? Kaylee Sharp's out of the game, so your spark plug's not an option at the moment, and the Devils are caught in an unfortunate rotation, it seems. Hereford to Hereford, back set Rinker, that sets off, cross goes to Bound. Bump by Burley, yeah, right at the net, punch Ellingford, back left corner, picked up Jenkins. Jenkins to the set, goes Hereford, sharp cross, diving save made by Ellingford, and then a dump over, returned by another dump over. Robbins blocks the block by Hereford, and the Devils stay on top 16-14. Lindy Hereford just did everything right there, but Natalie Robbins anticipated and did it just a little bit better. Stevens on the pushover, and the deflected block changed the trajectory for Alexia Leland, and we're back to a 1-point contest, 16-15 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Lindy Hereford serving for the tie. Set up by Robbins. And Sharp, that spark plug, tried to get that high middle set, timed right, and she sends it into the net, so we are tied up at 16-all. Line drive, back left side, bounce, sets up, outside way left of Ellingford. Hereford, backside Rinker, long home run. Allie Rinker, out of bounds. That's over the fence, 17-16. Kaylee Critchfield in for the Devils. Serves it to Bugis. High-handed return outside Jenkins, over the block, goes to Leland. Leland to Critchfield, long setup, and Ellingford rolls it. Kind of goes to the left of middle. Jenkins on the attack, and Sharp tries to save it, but ends up sending it long backwards. 17-all on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Haley Stevens serving, all knotted up at 11, and Ellingford punches at it. It was staying in bounds, and they really realized that just a little bit too late. 18-17 the score on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Red Devils trailing Mountain View. Try it again, Haley Stevens. Coming away very impressed from the Mountain View servers. You don't really get to see that at Cokeville. Nobody's really serving all that well in Cokeville. On the Mountain View side, Hereford sets up to Jenkins, and that was Lindy Hereford. She sends it into the net. Back knotted up at 18, all on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Well, the Red Devils have knotted it back up, and Corey DeRue gets the serve. DS in today's game. Back middle, high return by Lindy Hereford. Bugis bump sets to Jenkins. She pushes it over the block. Critchfield to Burley. She's been setting a lot on those bump sets. Archuleta deep and into the stands after a hit by Lindy Hereford. 19-18 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Archuleta attacked her defender. She may have been out of bounds, but she didn't have time to react. She just had to try to do something, and what she did was knock it out of bounds. 19-18, Evanston back on top. Hereford outside, Jenkins at the 10-foot line. Sharp cross in front of DeRue. Tie it back up. See who gets the serve here. Fraughton back in, so that takes Rinker out, puts Lindy Hereford is still in the back line, so Haley Hereford at right side. And Jenkins in her final rotation, I believe, yes, she is, at outside. Right side attack by Sharp. Returned over the net. Critchfield with the first touch up. Outside to Archuleta. Cross quarter. Returned high. Stays on Mountain View's side, so they get a break. It hit the rafters, so otherwise it would have gone out and been Evanston's point. Instead, Evanston has to earn it, and they do. Archuleta sends Allie Bugis down to the ground, falling away, saying, why me? Why now? And it's 20-19 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Go back to serve Kaylee Sharp. Rachel Voss at middle blocker. Freeland at right side, and Archuleta. Two rotations left in at outside. Middle push over to the Red Devils side. Critchfield shoot to the outside. Archuleta flips it down the line. Back defense is there, but it takes the setter out of the play. So it's a bump set from the libero to Jenkins. Sliding save by Critchfield, or by Sharp rather. Right side attack. Freeland not in the net. She got it over, and the kill for the freshman Emily Freeland. 21-19 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Timeout for Mountain View. They still have one. Evanston with both of theirs still. May need them coming down these crucial final 7 or 8 points. Set to the outside, and oh man, what a toe to get it around that antenna. Right side attack back to Freeland. Down on the block off of Dellinger. Back-to-back kills by the freshman, Emily Freeland, and it's 22-19, and timeout number 2 taken by Mountain View on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Receive the best service in the industry when you lease or purchase office equipment from the professional, friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions. With a guaranteed quick turnaround time, we will save you money, time, and energy with quality products and customer service that is unmatched in the industry. Serving customers in Wyoming and Utah, Mountain West Business Solutions is a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925. Call us today.
22-19 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. The Lady Red Devils with the momentum at the moment, up 2-1, 3 points away from the match winner. Welcome you back to Red Devil Gymnasium. We will be back here 1 p.m. Saturday. It's going to feel like early morning for me because I'm getting out of Cody Friday night. Don't miss Cody versus Evanston on the Gridiron this Friday on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com at 7 p.m. kickoff. Push up for the Red Devils, and Archuleta can't figure it out. Sends it into the net, 22-20. 2-point lead for the Devils. Frankie Jenkins serving. Jump set, end over end, jump serve over. Critchfield outside to Archuleta. Set was off. Sends the blockers off, but takes power off Archuleta's attack. And Hereford, 4 hits. Can't get it over the line. 23-20 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Sydney Bounds serving. Natalie Robbins in at right side hitter. Voss the middle. Archuleta final rotation at outside. Served by Bound. Just over. Goes to Bugis. Picked up Frotton. Sets up to the middle. Hereford blocked by Archuleta. And we are at match point number 1. 24-20. Serve for Bound. Goes to Jenkins. Frotton. Oh, serves to nobody, and the match ends on a missed set. It's 25-20 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Evanston wins in 4 sets. We'll be back with your Red Devil recap when we come back on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
1 in 5 Americans suffer from allergies found in indoor air, which can be up to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. 307 service experts can clean the ductwork in your home and improve your indoor air quality. On average, over 15,000 house fires annually cause 300 injuries and 30 deaths, started because of clogged dryer vents. 307 service experts can clean your ductwork, making it safer. Whatever you need, whenever you need it. 307 service experts, just one call to fix it all. 307-789-6716.
Welcome back to Red Devil Gymnasium. Time now for your Red Devil recap. Tuesday meeting between Interest County opponents Mountain View and Evanston at Red Devil Gymnasium, and Evanston comes away victorious in 4 sets. Red Devils run away pretty handily in the set number 1, 25-20, 25-18, but in set 2, the air bug just hit and hit hard. 5 consecutive airs in the early middle points really doomed the Red Devils the rest of the way, and they were lost running away for Mountain View 25-14 in set number 2. Set 3, that was a thriller. Mountain View took a 10-0 lead and lost. Evanston came back and outscored them 25-13 the rest of the way to win 25-13, and then set 5 back and forth throughout the early, through the mid points after Evanston jumped out 13-4. Mountain View came back and got things going. It was tied at 19-19, but that was the last time as Evanston outscored the Buffs going down the stretch 6-1. To win 25-20 and 3-1 overall. And that is your Red Devil recap. Looking ahead in games for the Evanston Red Devils, coming up this Friday, we are in Cody, Wyoming for football. 6:20 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff, the 3-1 Cody Broncs against the 4-0 Evanston Red Devils. You do not want to miss that one. And rankings come out to midnight tonight. Cody losing to Jackson, probably dropping, no longer number 1. Evanston was at number 3. Maybe they're going to number 2 now. Either way, rankings don't matter. We're going to find out which team's better on the gridiron Friday night. We will go on air once again, both on the radio and online at 6:20 p.m. on Friday night. And then it's a race to get back to Red Devil Gymnasium Saturday at 1 p.m. Evanston plays Jackson at 1 p.m. You may have heard 2 p.m. That game has been moved up an hour. Just 3 contests, C Squad, JV, no freshmen. So C Squad, JV, and then varsity. So 10, 11, 12, and 1 p.m. game times for those. So we will be back probably going on air about the time, about 1 p.m. when that game starts, or a little after if it starts after that. Racing back from Cody. So that's it for us. I'm Jake Hibbert. Thanks for listening. We'll be back Friday night on the radio and online. Evanston versus the Cody Bronx on the gridiron. Can the Red Devils stay undefeated? Will Cody avenge that loss over Jackson? We'll find out. Don't miss it on mylocalradio.com.
Thank you for listening to this First Bank presentation of Evanston Lady Red Devil Volleyball. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. Check out mylocalradio.com for more live and archived games of Evanston and the surrounding area. Once again, thank you to all of our sponsors, and thank you for tuning in.